Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I have been trying to make a video. I've tried several times to make this video about basically an update to the one about bad luck comes in threes, as some people say, but it was actually four, as it turned out while I was making the video. Situations that you just do not reward, that kind of bad behavior. Some would call it narcissistic or toxic behavior. People, and I'm going to use an old-fashioned term for it, people in the marketplace, okay, businesses, whatever kind that you're dealing with, when their behavior is really bad, you don't reward it by continuing to go there, at all. So I wanted to give an update of that, but there was so much to the story, and I'm not a good storyteller, that it kept getting more jumbled than I usually am. Okay, it was just too much, the whole of it. So I'm going to break it down, different videos, and this one's going to basically be the second one, because that first one I'm going to put as number one. I'm going to actually put the numbers in the title. Now this update part is going to be about the one that concerned the vet, taking Marmaduke the dog to the vet. I'm going to talk a little bit about Marmaduke. Now Marmaduke is a big dog, okay? When I first started making videos, another one I called Grumbling Gus. These are not their real names. I just use these names to kind of define their characters. But Grumbling Gus passed away back in June. And but while both of these dogs were alive, they had this odd thing about them, and I said they would have made good service dogs, because they picked up so much of so many things, that you just wouldn't think. I've been around animals all my life. I've never seen ones that did this. Like I said, they could have been great service dogs. They're both black labs, although I call Marmaduke, the big one, a really big dog. I say he's a mix between a black lab and bear. B-E-A-R, bear. Yeah, that dog's big. And his teeth, oh my goodness, if he could stand up like a bear could, he could probably scare one. He is mean. His teeth look so mean. And when he's angry, oh boy. But no, he still does the same. He's the only dog left, and he picks up on stuff, and that's important to this story. Now Adam had both of those dogs before I wasn't living there, and he got those dogs, so they're his dog. They is his dog. And I didn't know exactly how old Marmaduke, either one of them, Marmaduke is. So, and I mentioned this, that we were going to go to a new vet, so that kind of information they're going to ask, okay? But I had the records set from the one we left to the new one. So they would have all the records. I called and verified before. I told them, call us if they won't send them. I'll go pick them up. And I called to verify, and they said that they had already received them. Before I get ahead of myself. Now, as far as Adam is my ex-husband. We share a house, and I have known him. We've known one another for 37 years. October will be 38. And I've seen, as long as I've known him, I haven't always been with him. Like I said, we are divorced. So one thing I know about him is Adam doesn't deal well with, again, this old-fashioned term, the marketplace. And he used to tell me that, going way back then, that I should play bad cop. That's not the kind of terminology I would use, and of course I didn't have to ask him what that meant, but it wasn't something I had ever heard at that time, many, many years ago. But yeah, me being the bad cop. Well, I'm a protective person if somebody's trying to screw somebody out of money or whatever. The sales pitch and stuff like that. No, don't play that with me. I'm not a person to, But I have noticed one thing. I was thinking about this when I was trying to tell this story, that anytime you try to tell a story and you're leaving, you leave out stuff, but if leaving that out can make you look bad, yeah, we all know that, and it's not my first time to think that, but I thought I should point that out. There must be something wrong with this slide. Seriously, this is a long time for this light, and the people are going, yeah, something wrong with the light. But anyway, I don't think I just missed the light changing. Yeah, real life happens in the middle of a video. Adam can be seething within, furious about what's going on, but he won't say anything. He just keeps it bottled up inside. And me, I've dealt with this so many times, the marketplace, that I've, developed a kind of attitude. I've mentioned that I live in Narcissismville, yeah. But all these years we haven't lived here, not all of them. But I've developed a way to handle it, and it's I call it stern. I don't go in charging in like Sergeant Charge type people. No, that's part of this video too. But I just know I'm not going to accept that kind of behavior. Once the behavior happens, they step over that boundary. Stern. That's what I call it. Stern and firm. No, this is how it's going to go. I am the customer, and I don't expect anybody to treat a customer like royalty, but you don't also treat them like the peasants. You see? And that's what happens too much. It's the dominance game. Seriously. I've seen it too many times. It's not every place. It is not every place. But this place does have a reputation for that kind of behavior. And it had it, like I've mentioned in other videos, when I first heard of this place, I didn't even know it existed, this suburb. That's what I heard about it, was that they have a high sense of entitlement and onward. And back to this about Adam. He doesn't do that great at all. And I can see him, he'll start sweating, and he just gets, I can see the irritation after all these years, 37 years I've known him. I see how irritated he is, and it's like, okay, this is not going to go that great at all when that happens. And but anyway, he like I said, he hasn't had to, and then whenever he does more recently, he goes somewhere and something happens, it's increased. We all know that. You have heard plenty of people saying narcissism has increased over the years and decades, and yeah, especially more recently. And when he sees it, he'll, if I'm not with him, whether I am or not, he will tell me about it, and as though he's totally shocked. I'm not shocked. I've seen this too many years. Like I said, he doesn't deal that much as I do with the marketplace stuff. Yeah, and it really gets to him because he just can't believe that people behave this way these days. That this has become the norm for many people. Yeah, it's becoming the norm. Now, about this part of the story, that's part of the background that needs to be told, really. Now, Adams and I don't always think in the same kind of with the same kind of terminology. My degrees are in psychology and sociology, and his is in electrical engineering. Okay, and plus we used to just call him programmer, and yeah, I don't know what they call him these days. But yeah, that's his mindset, and mine is this. But in this one, this is the part I wanted to get to, is what he said about what happened when we went Saturday, 2 days ago. I don't know when I'll put this video up, but Saturday, a week after we left the last one, and so that's it. What happened there, and the way Adam described it last night, which was Sunday night, I think that shows a lot, okay, of how he felt about it. But he said that, what he said was that Marmaduke, the dog, was trying to warn us that this place is evil. Okay, that was Adam's way. Now, I will tell you, I will say, some people I've run across are just pure evil in my life. Oh yes, I have seen pure evil. Yeah, and that's not something anybody wants to see. Yeah, and I'm talking about a psychopath that was actually on TV. Yeah, that kind of thing. For Adam to say that Marmaduke the dog was warning us that this new vet's office, that it was evil, I have to say, at the time, Adam was watching, and had been watching, back to back, this show on, is it investigative or investigation Discovery ID channel on cable? They talk about all these, like, I think the series he was watching at the time, he'd been watching them back to back. I think it was something like Evil Lives Here or Evil Resides Here. Yeah, so evil was on his mind. And now how Marmaduke showed us, as Adam was continued, which I knew, I was there, that this place is evil, is Adam said that Adam was outside with Marmaduke trying to get him out of the back of the SUV. Like I said, we have problems getting Marmaduke in and out. He's Marmaduke's not a young dog, and he's a big dog. And anyway, I went in to ask the front desk clerk, whatever they call them, if they had anybody who could help us get the dog, or any way to help get the dog out of the back of the SUV. The other place they do, they come and actually get Marmaduke out of the back of the SUV. This is what they do, you know. They work with animals. But I went in there, there was already parts of that story that this woman was snippy, and yeah, we should have just saw a red flag right there and said no. But yeah, she was, you know, well, we're real busy right now, and she had that attitude. I mean, an attitude with it, worse than how you hear me. I'm not good at doing voices and attitudes, you know, like that. When I got back out, you know, I went to tell Adam, she said it's going to be a while. He had already gotten Marmaduke out of the SUV, but he was standing out there with him. Anyway, so I went back in. No, I went and told Adam, and Adam hadn't gotten Marmaduke out yet. So I went back in, and then Adam got Marmaduke out by himself. And I was already back inside. And when he did, as Adam told me later on, Marmaduke was throwing a temper tantrum unlike ever before. The dog is, what, 13 years old? Has known this dog, the dog, since the dog was a puppy. Okay, he said never has he ever behaved like that, so bad, so, you know, awful, that he didn't want to go in, and this was a new place to him, and he, you know, didn't want to go in it, and he's never done that. This dog has never been like that since I've known him either. And Adam said the dog was barking and just throwing a major fit outside. And then when Adam got him inside, okay, Marmaduke and Adam got inside, Adam had him on a leash. There were two other people with their animals there. Well, Marmaduke has never done this. It was a nice place. It's very nice and all that. Well, Marmaduke didn't want to leave in a nice place. Besides the barking from a huge dog, okay, and really loud barking, yeah, he kind of let him know what he thought of the place. I think I'm trying to say it in a very nice way. I've never seen anything like that before from this dog, or any dog really. And the people in it were like, oh my God, they were gasping. And I basically heard myself, you know, I was over at the other side where the front desk is. And Adam walked in the other direction. And I heard myself say, well, of course I knew I said this, but I said, that was a fine how do you do. Yeah. You can leave out the you, and you get this, you know, fine how do you do. Leave out the you. In that, you'll get the gist of it. Big time. I basically got embarrassed. I didn't. You know, it happens. You know, it does happen. Yeah. And this is a dog, okay? And the dog, and Adam was telling the front people, you know, he would clean up, but they have to do it a certain way and with certain kinds of, you know, chemicals and stuff. But Adam was saying the dog is especially nervous. He's not like this, you know. And Marmaduke isn't like that. So all these years, and I've taken him plenty of places. So, yeah, so Adam said, when he said this last night, he brought that up again, and he said Marmaduke was trying to warn us about evil. Now, the evil part of the story is for another video. Like I said, I was afraid this is going to be, I kept trying to make this video, but it was so many details that, yeah, I can't put it all in one video. So that'll be for our next upcoming video. So this one I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click on the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.